the people.
Jurgen, your 250th win as Liverpool manager, like lots of wins are. Was that one hard earned?
Yes, yes. Rightly so. So we can talk about the quality of Tottenham, and that's obviously incredible how we could see in the second half. But we played a extremely good first half. And the second half, we put a proper shift in, so they took all the risk and did really well, I have to say. Were pretty clear in what they want to do, but it's anyway difficult to defend. All the diagonals, 1v1s, Perisic then on the wing, can cross with left, can cross with right. The ball's constantly coming into the box. It's really, and they go in front of the goalie with the header. So a lot of things that they do obviously well. That's why they turned a couple of games around. But we just kept fighting. Was big passion in the second half, and again, first half we were the clear better side and were scored 2 wonderful goals. But in the end, it was obviously long ago that we won a away game in the Premier League, so I don't really know how to feel in this moment. But it was relief after the final whistle.
So that grip you had on the game in the first half, what was the key to that? Where was the space? Out wide for your fullbacks in particular?
No, yeah, okay, the diagonal balls, but you have to support there. Obviously, you can't avoid and deny all the diagonal balls. They did that really well. So, and the crosses, early crosses from Dyer, these kind of things, and then it's a mess. It started, the second half started like this. I think immediate ball in, header, corner, bam, all these kind of things. It's difficult to control. Always when we control the game, we were clear. Even the second half, we had our spells where we then passed the ball around, and they didn't know really how to press us there. But you need to learn winning as well again after a while, and that's how everything starts with massive resilience, really going for it, blocking balls, putting your foot in, putting your head in, use the goalie, yes. But honestly, I'm completely fine because it was clear and that they will come back. So it's not always. Stats are not always important, to be honest, but in this game it was clear. Tottenham concedes in the first half most shots in the Premier League, and in the second half they come back. It was exactly the story of the game, but we came through and it's all good.
So when they get that first goal back, because you haven't won away from home in the Premier League this season, and because they've got this record of coming back, how are you feeling on the touchline?
No, I'm fine. For me, it's more important judging the body languages of the players. And I really thought that they were absolutely outstanding in this moment because they it's a big blow, obviously. It's an unnecessary goal. It's a great pass. Kulusevski comes on and ding bong, here we go. It's difficult to defend. There's no offside possible in these moments. You follow the striker, and then Harry scored.
Yes.
Yeah. And Harry is outstanding in these moments. So that's really tricky. But you have to defend. That's how it is. You have to defend the half spaces. You have to defend the wings. That was obviously a bit of the problem. So Darwin, that's why I said offensively, he's a massive threat on that position. Defensively, there's still space for improvement. Not that I say he's on top of that. It's super intense for him to go there all the time and these kind of things. But there's only one moment too late, and then Dyer steps in, or whoever was on that wing then steps in, and the next ball is in the box, and that's really tricky. And they have a great record for set pieces as well, so they are happy when they get a set piece, and we know about it. So yeah, all comes together in these moments. But it's again, you have to get through this, and we got through, and that's absolutely great.
I think the fist bumps were back at the end when you went over to the away fans. You feel like a big moment? Why not though?
It is a big moment. It is a big moment, and was really massive today. Don't know if we ever won 2 games in a row this season. I can't remember it, to be honest. So even when it's different competitions, but it's really big for us, and that's.
Well, I was very honest. I mean, it felt really big, that moment. Are Liverpool right back on track for you?
This was a very important result for him. Like I say, 13 points from Tottenham would be with a manager like Antonio Conte. They can grind out results. Yeah, Kulusevski back fit. Son will be back after the World Cup as well. Harry Kane still scoring goals. It's really important that they close the gap today. And there's a lot of teams chasing that top 4. The league's gone. So I worry about Liverpool with the motivation when they step up in the Premier League. Because when you've been fighting for the title for so many years and so early in the season it's not there anymore, where is the motivation for them players? They're surely motivated for the Champions League because on their day, Liverpool could beat anyone. You wouldn't want to play Liverpool in the Champions League or any knockout game. But in the league, I think it's really important for them. And I think the message from upstairs will be coming down to Klopp, and he'll be telling the players, this club has to be in the Champions League. Has to be, because it will help us attract players, bring more quality to the football club, and they need more results like this. But you'd have to say first half very, very encouraging. Second half, different qualities from Liverpool. Ground it out. Say Van Dijk heading things out of the box. Alisson stood up when he needed to. So they got the result. But I thought on the balance of play, possibly a draw might have been fair, because Tottenham did come on in the second half.
You used the word resilience there, and that hasn't always been there for Liverpool this season.
But no, I suppose not. In period, well, nothing's been there in a consistent way this season. They've had some brilliant performances. I mean, they've been beaten Bournemouth 9-0 and Champions League 7-1 against Rangers, beaten Napoli, who were very good. They've beaten Manchester City. So they've had some incredible results, but also they've let themselves down at times as well. So yeah, I think today is a big one. You know, you need to go into this prolonged period of obviously a lot of players playing in the World Cup, but in a good frame of mind. Losing today and being, you know, could even be bottom half by the time they restart the season if things went wrong. So that wouldn't have been good at all. But into the next stage of the Champions League, a big result against Tottenham, and things are looking up a little bit again.
Before the game, I know Mo Salah got the headlines today, but you had a look at Darwin Núñez. It was interesting to hear Jurgen Klopp talk about him there. Offensively outstanding, defensively still room for improvement. Yeah,
no, absolutely. And it was funny because what I said before the game, it almost, some of these clips that we've got are exactly what we both spoke about, myself and Tim. He has got some incredible attributes. I love his direct way of running. Tim mentioned how good a volleyer he is of the ball, how clean he strikes the ball when it's in the air, and we saw that, both of those things, that direct running and the quality of his strike on that first clip. Again, look at his first touch all the time is going forward. He's always a threat. Doesn't really catch that too well, and that's something that we'll probably talk about in a few moments. But again, look at the pace he's got, look at the size he's got, how direct he is. He runs this out of play, okay. You know, as I say, he could tidy up a lot of his play, but I really like the raw attributes that he's got. The way he runs, the directness of his running, his touch for this goal. So he has got a good touch. He's got awareness. A lot of people in the box would think, right, I'm in the box, I've got to shoot. He's not. He's aware. But things like this, you know, his touch, tripping over, scuffing, and you know, it's still a little bit raw for me. And again, Tim, we were speaking earlier about something like this when he cuts inside. As much as he's a very clean striker of the ball when it's in the air, he doesn't half scuff a lot of the time, the ball. Absolutely. He reminds me of Adebayor. He was exactly the same, and I worked with him. And if it off his left foot, on the right foot, when the ball's in the air, he was the cleanest striker you'd ever see. When he's got the ball on the floor, he used to scuff it. I used to say to him, you need to go out there, you need to keep developing, no matter what age you are. This boy is only young, and he's his first year in the Premier League, so we have to give him a break. And he's coming to a struggling Liverpool side, whereas previous years they've been flying, it would have been an easier transition. 23 years of age, so look, he's got all the attributes, as Michael said, but you can still develop. Go out there, just practice. Practice what the weakness is. Even though you're a lot of money, there's still a weakness. You have to, it's a way of telling them. You know, you go and you talk to them and just say, look, I think you really can improve. Someone come to you, Michael, no matter how much you was worth, if someone showed you something, analysis there, just show you the facts, you go and take it on and try and improve. Yeah, and before the game, I just touched on, you know, there's a few people that are very unsure about him, and I'm one of the people that are thinking, no, this lad could be really good. If you can polish that diamond over the next year or two, I think he could be very good. One thing that's gone against him, of course, at the start of the season, the big debate, who's going to score more, the big signings, you know, for the big two teams, Haaland or Núñez, and there was a big debate about it. Now, of course... And the red card in his 3 games. Exactly. Haaland goes like that, straight away, scoring loads and loads of goals, and he gets a red card and has a stuttering start. So, of course, the knives are out. But I think there's something decent about this lad that could end up being very, very good, if coached in the right way. Talking of coaching, Spurs have been 2 down in 4 consecutive Premier League games. They've lost 3 of their last 4 now. When we come back, we'll see what their head coach thought.
Another fight back, just not able to complete the job this time. What did you make of the game as a whole?
About the game, it's difficult to explain the defeat tonight. I think we deserved much more. But also in the first half, honestly, and when we were in the dressing room, and I was happy. I was happy for the will, for the desire, for what we did also in the first half, because we put a lot of pressure to Liverpool, and I think that we were 2-0 down without know why. And also in the second half, we played very well. We created many chances. I think the keeper made good saves, and we hit a post, a crossbar. The ball finished for nothing, no? And at the side of the goal. It's a pity. It's difficult to explain this type of a game. For sure, the performance was good, and our fans under this aspect has to be not happy, because when you don't win, I don't like to be happy. But at the same time, to see a team that fought from the start until the end, I think you have to be proud.
You said before the game we need to find a different solution today because of the injuries.
Yeah.
Obviously that involved Perisic having to play up top, but just tell us about the different solution and how you think that worked.
Yeah, but for sure to have this type of performance in a difficult moment for us, because I repeat, we are managing a situation with many injuries, and you need to find a new solution, and to play with Perisic and Kane as a striker was a good solution, because to play only with a striker, it means you deliver yourself to Liverpool, and I think even played a good game with Harry, and then Kulusevski, when he came in, he played 20 minutes in a good way. But we are a team, and we are a squad that we need to have all the players to try to be competitive in Premier League and Champions League. Otherwise, if we have 3-4 injuries, for us become difficult. But at the same time, to have this type of performance against a team like Liverpool give me satisfaction, and because this type of game show that the hard work works.
So Antonio Conte says the performance was good and Spurs deserved much more. Do you agree with him?
I think the second half performance possibly deserved the draw. They did force the goalkeeper into a few saves, hit the post a couple of times, one in the first half, crossbar in the second. But I did say before the game that if they give this side, like good sides, like they've lost to in the past, head starts, they won't get it back. Now, they made a good effort to try and get it back, but, it's Liverpool, and they dug in. They showed qualities today, how they can defend their goal. I'm disappointed the way they start. I'm not sure. We never really asked in the question to him. Perhaps he doesn't allow us to ask the question of why do they start so slow? Why are they giving teams head start? It's either two things. It's either he's setting them up in a negative fashion to play very pragmatic from the start. That is my view. I think that's possibly what he's doing. Otherwise, which I don't think he would tolerate, the players are not listening to him, Steve. So it's one or the other, isn't it? If he's telling them, then if they don't do it, then you'll be telling them again, and surely they can't repeat it time and time again. Now, against teams like Bournemouth and the like, they can go behind, they can fight back, and they will roll them over at the end because they've got good players. I just think that Antonio Conte needs to realise that he's got a good group of players. Yes, they've got injuries, but so does everyone have injuries. Just trust this group of players. Trust them. He hasn't done bad, like I say. If you just landed here today and you looked at the league table, fourth in the league, through to knockout stage of the Champions League, let's face it, he hasn't done a bad job. But you heard the fans booing him off at half-time. Anyone who knows anything about football knows that they're papering over the cracks. It's not great there at the moment. It wasn't great under Jose Mourinho, but he was top of the league at Christmas. And everyone was lauding him. They will laud him until the results go the other way. And then they'll be demanding better performances. Trust the group of players to play on the front foot. Large portion of this squad have played under Pochettino on the front foot. Now, people will be saying, yeah, they won nothing. Correct, they won nothing. But if you want to suffer the entertainment for a result and for a trophy, I think he's the right man, I really do. Now, I don't have to like the way they play. I don't like the way they play, but I don't have to like it. I didn't win anything. He's a serial winner. He wins, but wherever he goes, he gets paid an awful lot of money. Not him personally, but the chairman has to buy players of quality, of experience, not necessarily nurturing young players. He's got no interest in that. He's got no interest in entertaining. What he's interested in doing is lifting trophies, and he's capable of doing it. And I think he's capable of doing it at Tottenham. But how long has he got? His contract's only till the end of the season. If he wants to commit himself to this club, he needs to sign a contract. Make sure Son stays, make sure Kulusevski stays, Harry Kane stays, and then bring some more in to help him. But are Tottenham are they on that project? It's a completely different project to what previous managers have been on in the past. This is solely, all the eggs are in one basket to win a trophy. And he's the right man in history to be able to do it. But don't expect to go there and be entertained. You're not having a popcorn now.
Where are you on this? The debate of style over substance, if you like, with Spurs?
I'm pretty greedy. I think you can have both. I don't necessarily think you have to. I find, over the years and years and years of playing football, I think the hardest way to do it is to be brave, is to be bold, is to set your teams out to go and attack and to out-possession and out-football people. In all my experience of football, counter-attack, sitting back and counter-attack in numbers is not a hard thing to coach. It's not a hard thing to play. You know, just sit back.
It's an enjoyable thing to play.
It's horrid. No. And you sit back, and as a centre forward, you know, you sit back, you loiter, you get behind the ball all the time, and all of a sudden you win it, and you just run forward, and you don't turn back, and you just run forward and complete the attack. And if you miss, you know, if the ball goes into Rose Head, fine. The manager's happy, right? Now retreat again, get back, and it to me it's not a, you know, I hate it. I really hate it when I hear pundits and journalists saying, oh, you know, he's done a great, like Jose Mourinho, he's outwitted them, masterclass of this and that, and Conte and whatever. Do you know what? I'm sure my 10-year-old daughter can do something, you know, with a counter-attacking team. The brilliant coaches are these people that go, Pep Guardiola's of this world, the Jurgen Klopp, that have got a style of play that just blows team away. I don't care who you are, when you go to the Etihad, when you go to Anfield, you're going to get whooped. When they're on form, because they are just too good in every department. That is a skill.
What makes it worse, Mo? What makes it worse at this present moment in time, the team down the road, Mikel Arteta's Arsenal, are doing it in style.
In the proper way, exactly.
Live from the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, we can go back there now. Here are the thoughts of Tottenham's Harry Kane.
Harry pushed hard in that second half, but like in previous weeks, was the damage done before half-time?
Yeah, look, it's been the story of our season so far for sure. Haven't been playing well enough in the first halves, and got punished, you know. I think it was a fairly tight game for the first 20 minutes. They obviously got their goal and then created a bit of pressure for us, and then obviously the mistake for the second goal has really hurt us in a big game. But look, it is what it is. We fought until the end. Second half, we knew if we got one back, we'd have chances to try and grab a second, and unfortunately we just couldn't quite get it. But disappointing, because we know we can definitely play better, especially in the first half of games, and we need to try and turn that around.
Why do you think that's become a habit? It's obviously a good habit that you're able to fight back and get yourself back into games, but why the shortfall in the first half?
Yeah, it's hard to say. Obviously, we've been asked this question quite a lot already this season, and I think there's moments where, of course, there's tension around the stadium when someone maybe gives the ball away. But I think to be a big team, to be big players, you have to be able to handle that and not let that affect you for the rest of the game. And we need to be better at controlling games. yeah, and look, we have to go back and look at this game especially. I don't think it was all terrible in the first half. I think we just got punished with two clinical goals from them, and then second half for sure we was the better team, and we had chances to get back into the game. But yeah, we're not going to panic, but we need to improve on it for sure.
Would you just ask the supporters at times at home when it is difficult to stick with you? The tension that was there first half, certainly at half time, can't help.
No, look, I think our home support has been incredible. You saw them in the second half there, really pushing us on. Yeah, of course, there's going to be times where people make mistakes or people give the ball away, and I think that's the most important time for them to be behind us and be behind the players. And yeah, but also, you have to be able to deal with that as a player. I think any stadium, any fans demand a lot from their players. They want to be winning games, especially at home. And yeah, it's disappointing that we haven't done that today.
Well, he's got another goal, and that goal in the second half did give Spurs a real chance of getting something out of the game. Yeah,
it was an excellent finish. Took it early. Kulusevski was done brilliantly, finding them pockets. You see Kulusevski pick up this ball. As soon as he picks it up, Harry gets on the move. He knows exactly what's going to happen. He's going to find him in that little corridor. He takes it very early. It gets a deflection off Konate, and just flicks over the top of Alisson, unfortunately. But look, his timing of his run, he takes it very early. It's a wonderful finish from Harry Kane, and he's scoring. Look, the team are not creating an enormous amount of chances, but he's certainly getting on the score sheet and getting them numbers up.
And he knows exactly where he is on the pitch, doesn't he? I mean, we say taking it early, that was the key to scoring that goal. But I mean, he could easily have taken the touch there and killed his angle. Yeah. He might have made it an easier strike for him, more in control of himself, but no, he's willing to take that risk, take it early, catch the keeper unawares, and it was a lovely finish from him, and it really set up a good finish.
Talking to goal scorers, we can go back to the stadium now. Our old friend Robbie Keane is waiting to talk to us. He knows all about this fixture, of course. Good to see you. Hey, lads, what did you make of that today?
Yeah, I thought Spurs were, certainly the first half were very, very sloppy. See you, man. There's a bit of tension in the stadium as well at half time, so they came out the second half and they're a much better team. Obviously the substitutions made a huge difference. Kulusevski coming on, I thought was fantastic in the half an hour that he played. Maybe should have been on from half time, I think. And Doherty as well, a bit more attack minded. Emerson was, everything he was doing was coming backwards, and the fans were on his case a little bit, so the substitution made a difference, but the quality of Mo Salah, made the difference today.
Do you think there's anything in this? Four games running, Robbie, that Spurs have been 2-0 down in the Premier League? They're very
slow starters, and I think that needs to change, especially if you're going to be a top team. And I didn't know that stat, but that's not good enough. If you want to finish in the top four, or be chasing, at least for trophies, that has to change. So you could see the fans, as I said, especially the first half, they're on the case a little bit, especially when the balls were going back constantly. As I said, Emerson was kind of guilty of doing that quite a lot, and you can see the fans really turning. But they need to really change that first half performance, and like the second half, they're a much better team. But definitely with Kulusevski coming on, he made a massive difference. So need to keep him fitting and keep him playing, because when you're a player like Harry Kane, you need people like him and Son that's going to provide for you. You can see the difference when he came on. You can see Harry, his game went up the first half. There was nothing there for him.
Hey Robbie, it's Michael. I was just wondering, obviously you played in a really attacking team yourself, got a lot of chances in that Tottenham team. Would there be an element, if you were playing in this Tottenham team? I mean, I look at it and think, wow, I'd be so frustrated if I was Harry Kane a lot of the time. He's dropping off, he's 25 yards out. We were commenting during the game, me and Tim. He was making tackles 25 yards out from his own box. Would you be a bit frustrated playing as a centre-forward? Because this team has got so much more to give.
Well, especially when you see the second half, and you see that the performance in the second half from the first half was day and night. I certainly would be frustrated playing this team, but you assume it's the Conte way, isn't it? And some fans now are starting to question the way they play, but you can't keep changing managers either every couple of years. You need stability. They got Conte coming in knowing exactly what he's capable of doing. He's always played like that. He's won big championships by doing that, so that is never ever going to change. But you just love to sometimes just get the reins off a little bit, especially the second half. And as I said, you see the difference when the two subs came on, and you see the the firebrand Harry Kane and his finish was incredible. It was just a little bit too much. They were chasing the game. I think the first half, Liverpool looked comfortable. Probably wasn't their best performance, but in terms of possession-wise, they looked comfortable. But second half, certainly Tottenham put up against them, and you'd like to see that, more in the first half.
Robbie, his style, Conte, is very much Italian. You've been over there, you've played it. Gets applauded, that method over there, but at Tottenham, you know full well as I do, you have to play a certain way. If you're not playing a certain way, you have to win.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Tim. As I said, I played in Italy, and now straight away, all the managers want to do is tactically just everyone sit back behind the ball. As soon as you lose the ball, every man behind the ball. And we've seen that for the last 6 months to a year that he's been in charge. So. You know as well as I do, Tim. These supporters here want attacking football, and we played in teams here that did that quite a lot, and they're quite happy if it's 4-4 or 3-3 under Conte, but he's not going to get that. So they knew what they get themselves in for when he appointed him. He's a serial winner. I really do believe that in time that he'll bring success to this club, but. The supporters have to realise what they want, Do you want attacking coach that's going to come in, or do you want someone's going to win something for them? They haven't won stuff for a long, long time, so I think it's about time they start doing that. With him in charge, I think they're quite capable of doing that, but of course you want to see a little bit more freedom of play, and especially what we've seen in the second half.